Welcome back to another how-to video. In this episode, welcome to a how-to video. In this video I am going to show you how to model roads using plaster and Woodland Scenics paving tape. The materials that you're going to need are some sandpaper, a paintbrush, some paint of your choice, a spoon to mix and pour with, a bucket with some water, and some plaster Paris and the paving tape. There are other ways to do this other than using the paving tape, and you can use other things like joint compound and various brands of plaster. Something also people use is Woodland Scenics Smooth It, which is obviously the brand stuff. So it might be a little more expensive, but I'll show you how to get started. Here's the area I'm going to pave. Right here I have marked out just with a Sharpie where I want it to be. You want to make sure you get the right sized roads. On the back of the packaging it says the scale of the road you want. You'll find in the packaging this piece of plastic. It's gonna have a lot of burrs and leftover stuff from where it was cut, so you're gonna want to file those off to get somewhat smooth. You're also gonna find the roll of paving tape. All it is a roll of thin foam with the sticking side on it. So you're gonna unroll this. You're gonna want to cut it to length before you peel it off. I'm just going to cut it, or lay out how long I need it. Now I'm just going to use a knife here, just an X-Acto knife, just to cut it the length. There we go. And then it's got a sticky side under it. Just going to have to peel that off. These things are always hard to do. If I can find it. Here we go. So I'm going to peel that off. It's going to be sticky. And then I'm just going to lay it down on the line. Try to get it as straight as possible. Messed up a little bit here. What you can do to get it straight is you can put the end where you want it, then you can pull it, and then just lay it down and it will get you a pretty straight line. As long as it's straight enough, it's good. Roads are not perfect. Then just gonna finish up and I'll get back. Alright, I've gotten all the paving tape laid down. One thing you want to make sure you don't do is have the little ends like this. You don't want those overlapping because it will throw off the level of your road. So now we're going to start mixing up the plaster. You're going to want to follow the instructions on what the box says, or bag. You're just going to fill it up with plaster until you get a good consistency. So you want something that will flow into all the little areas, but not that's going to be really thick, or not that's too runny where it's just going to run around everywhere. So I'll get this mixed up and show you. Alright, so I got the mix all mixed up here. As you can see, it's somewhat thick. It's not very watery. But so what you're going to want to do, you're just going to pour it out on here. If you have a large area, you're going to want to do this possibly in more than one batch, but since I have a smaller area here, I'm just going to do this all at once. So you want to do it slowly, and you're just going to take this, just going to run it along, Now it's okay if some of it runs over, because you will be able to remove that. It's going to want to fill everywhere in. Now places like this are a little weird because it will run off on one side, so you have to be careful not to mess it up. You have to make sure you keep it level over those areas, or else it will mess it up and give you a poor result. You just want to go over it, make sure you get everywhere. Now if it's not perfectly level and there are some bumps, that's okay, you just need the general level. Alright. So once you have it like this, and you're somewhat satisfied with how it is, you're going to want to let it dry, and then we'll get to the next step.